Peter Robinson, South Wales Branch, Wales District. I'd like to propose item 33A, which is this annual conference requests the NFRN meets publishers to discuss and review the current insertion rate figure for weekend publications. This has not increased in the last 10 years. Yet the operational costs have risen year on year during that period with relation to national living wage, minimum wage. The insertion rate should be a minimum of 5 pence per copy and in future should be in line with national living wage and minimum wage yearly increases. The rationale. Well, 10 years we've been inserting for the pittance that we receive now. In that time, our operational costs, our staffing costs, have roughly doubled. During that time, the 2 pence remains the same. There is no opportunity to recover our operational costs at 2 pence per insert. It is impossible. We are subsidising the route to market with these inserts at 2 pence, and it is completely inequitable and unsustainable. So, I would urge you all to support this motion 100% and give the NEC the ammunition that they need to get back in negotiations with the publishers to get this to a minimum of 5 pence and future increases guaranteed, so that if we get 5 pence this year, next year it'll be 5.2 or whatever the increase is and should be, because that's what living wage increases are. Our overheads are not fixed. They go up every year. Our income needs to match it, or at least we should be paid fairly for the work we do. Please support this 100%.
Do you have a seconder for the amended motion?
Vince Malone, South Wales District, Wales District. For those linguistic experts out there, I'm not a natural Welsh speaker. Moved there and enjoy my time. But I rise, Mr. President, National Conference, to second this motion. This is my second conference. I have been an owner retailer for 5 years now, so I've only ever known the 2p insertion fee. Speaking to many of you around, I am fairly certain that it's a lot longer than 10 years that it's been 2p. 2p relates to us being able to put 500 inserts in an hour. Many of you have worked out there in the Connect stall. And there's been some cracking times, but the scenario we have out there, it doesn't relate to back just in the shop. We have to unpack, we have to deal with the paraphernalia, the rubbish that comes in, and all this has to be done for like for 2 pence. The world in 2011 was a very different place than it is today. A unit of electricity was costing us 12p. You'll be lucky today to get it for 18p. National minimum wage was just over £6.50 for an over 25. As of April next year, it's going to be almost £9.50 for an over 25. By the time we've built in national insurance, pension contributions, because as we've said earlier, these paper rounds are not done by paper boys and girls a lot of the time now because we can't get it done before they go to school. It's something that needs to change. It needs to be an ongoing process. It needs to be something that's sustainable and viable, and the situation at the moment is unacceptable. I implore you to vote for this, pass this motion, and make sure that we have a business moving forward that we can all make money out of. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's Vince's maiden speech as well. Okay, NEC, Peter Wagg.
Conference, I rise from the NEC, and Vincent is correct. It is over 10 years. I was on the original team that actually got the first payment, which was 2p, and that was in 2004. So it is a lot longer than 10 years. Now, in principle, we support this motion. In fact, if it hadn't been amended, you'd have got 100% support of the NEC. And we can still support the amended motion if conference agrees that we are not tied to 5p. If we go into negotiations and we get 3.5p or 4p, we're not going to say, no, that's not enough, we've got to have 5p and walk away. We keep trying, we keep knocking on the door. There are certain publishers who are, let's say, more favourable to moving, but they won't move unless the others move. And it's particularly difficult with one major publisher who says that we were paid far too much back in the day for 2p and that they're not going to increase it at the moment. However, at every meeting, at every opportunity, we bring this up. We try our best, but please don't tie our hands to the 5p because, you know, we're going to get as much as we can do when we actually do get a breakthrough. But I'm sure you wouldn't want us to turn down an increase even if it wasn't to that 5p. So please support it, but support it with that, with that caveat that we want an increase more than anything. 5p is the target and the NEC will work to that target, but our hands are not tied. I hope conference agrees with that.
Glyn Taylor, Durham Branch, Northern District. I obviously support this motion, but I want to put just a little point forward that Peter made a mistake with, and Peter made a mistake with. It was actually 6 old pence in 1958 when the Sunday Times brought the first Sunday magazine out. That equates to 2.5 pence. So you've actually had a wage reduction, but you must be the only people in Britain who, for one particular thing, haven't had a wage rise for 63 years. 63 years. Give it 100%. Give them some backing. We want 5 pence, or I don't, I'm retired. We want 5 pence for you, but if, as Peter says, if they offer 3.5, we've got to take that and keep fighting until we get there. Please support it.
Okay. Mike. Mike. Hold on. Hold on, we'll let you go. Go on.
Am I going or not going? Oh, good. Thanks. Thank you. Good morning, conference. Mr. President, thank you very much. Hassan Lal, Scottish District. I rise to support this motion. The question is 2p or not 2p, as Shakespeare said. Well, the answer is not 2p. So we have worked tirelessly in our stores. The papers have increased, the publishers have increased their prices, but they failed to increase our percentage uptake on this. So, conference, keep it simple, vote for it wholeheartedly. It's got to be a yes. Thank you.
Okay, great. Any more speakers? Okay, Abdul.
Thank you. Conference. This is a brilliant motion, and it's about
Abdul,
time.
Remember you didn't do your name and your brand.
Sorry.
Remember, for the minute takers.
Abdul Qadir, Scotland. This is a brilliant motion, and out there in the foyer, there's a Guardians lying with inserts to put in, and again, you know, the name of the campaign is 2p or not 2p. And I think it's a good catchy thing, and we should really get some of the publishers to start inserting these supplements in and time them and see if it meets the criteria of the minimum wage or the living wage, and you know, would they be prepared to do that for the 2p? And we really need to sort of get behind that campaign, make it viral, put it on YouTube, Twitter, wherever you like. But I think it would capture the imagination. So please support this motion 100%.
Okay, thank you. Next speaker.
Morning, Kishore Chandarana, Bucks and Bucks, London District. I rise to support this motion. If publishers think 2 pence is nothing and they don't want to increase it, then what I suggest, the publishers should insert the supplements and send it to the retailer, so we'll save our time too. So I request the NEC to go and support this motion and request the publishers use our good relations with them to insert the supplements and send it to us. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Good morning, conference. Good morning, President. Jayesh Parekh from Northwest Branch. Our all colleague has said everything. I have nothing else to say, but please, I 100% support. Thank you very much for your support.
Okay, it's a point of order. Can you come to the rostrum, please? Sorry? Oh, there's no point of order. Okay. Okay, sorry, yeah, next speaker, yeah. John?
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. I was just going to say, I've been listening to this, and I was a news agent for over 60 years, and when I started, the insertion figure was absolutely ridiculous, but we had to go ahead with it. Even at 5p, in my opinion, is absolutely ridiculous too, for the amount of work that you have to do. So I would say, thank you, I would say support this motion 100% and let the publishers know how you feel. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. No more speakers. Conference ready to vote? Okay, vote now. We're the first one. Yeah, give yourself another round of applause for 100%. Well done, guys.